This is What's Up Caribbean Newscast for Thursday, November 27th, 2014, where we take a brief look at developments in the region. I am Deanza Roberts. In the headlines, Venezuela prisoners die of drug poisoning. Elections Board agrees to a recount of votes in St. Croix, and over 300 exhibitors for AgroFest 2015. In sports, Australia batsman dies 2 days after being struck on the field of play. The details to these and others when we return. The news is being brought to you compliments Carib Fire TV.
Barbados, the time is now. FAS 7-Star in association with Hennessy present Hennessy Artistry. December 6th, Kensington Oval, featuring international superstar Joe.
I wanna know.
Taurus Riley.
Oh, it's my day.
Itana.
I'm not afraid.
Bagina Kente.
So me realize the man is just a man.
Sizzla.
Dry cry, even tear.
And Conscience. MC Peter Coppin and Miss Kitty. Hennessy Privilege Lounge, $300. Make this a night to remember. Hennessy Artistry, December 6th, Kensington Oval. Showtime 9 p.m. Hennessy, never stop, never settle.
In the news, 13 Venezuelan prisoners who had been on a hunger strike over conditions have died after drinking a cocktail of prescription drugs and grain alcohol. That's according to the government. Another 145 were being treated for poisoning after drinking a concussion on Wednesday. A non-governmental organization put the death toll as high as 21. It was the latest tragic episode in a country with one of the mostly violent and dangerous penal systems in the world. The prisoners had been protesting since Tuesday over what they said were inhumane treatment and rights violation by prison officials. The St. Croix Board of Elections agreed yesterday afternoon to recount ballots for Senator Alicia Chunky Hansen, Senator Diane Capehart, and Epiphane Joseph, candidates for the election board, after several candidates filed petitions questioning the accuracy of the November 4th general election. The Virgin Island Code gives candidates 7 working days after an election has been certified to file notarized petitions disputing the results of the Board of Elections. The board then has 3 working days to consider the recount request, and if they approve votes, must be tabulated within 10 days. That's according to Title 18, Section 629 of the Virgin Islands Code. Monday is the deadline for that recount. The planning has started, dates have been set, and exhibitors have already started to register for the annual anticipated AgroFest 2015. According to organizers, 300 exhibitors will utilize the Queen's Park and Weymouth Bay venue in Bridgetown, Barbados, for what they term the best organized agricultural show in the Caribbean. CEO of the Barbados Agricultural Society, James Paul, said the event, which will be held from February 27th to March 1st, 2015, will be held under the theme Inclusive Agriculture, Strengthening Linkages, Creating Synergies, which highlights where the emphasis of the BAS will be as they proceed into the next 5 years. Speaking at an official launch of the event this morning at DV South Winds, Paul said proposed additions include an agriculture enthusiast competition, a fruit eating competition, which will be open to the public, and an old-time Bajan village, which will include a candy corner with all local confectionaries. On the first day, new immigration rules took effect in the Bahamas. Officers in green fatigues swept through poor sections of the capital, filling 2 yellow school buses with dozens of people who couldn't document their right to be in the island chain. The government, amid fierce criticism of the raid, later insisted the timing of the operation was coincidence. Still, the message of the surprise morning raid, in which the officers were accompanied by local media, couldn't be clearer. The Bahamas aims to become less hospitable to its swelling population of migrants lacking legal status. Census figures from 2010 show more than 1 out of 10 people in the Bahamas is Haitian, up from 3.6% in 1970. That's news. Up next, to look at sports. Sports will come to you compliments Fantasy Nails and Beauty Touch.
The Central Bank of Barbados Sports and Cultural Club presents Schools Out.
Mr. Henry, have a look at this. Does it make sense to you?
What's wrong? I don't see nothing wrong there.
Does not learn.
That's just a little step of the pay.
See all the lies, deceit, and intrigue at the Frank Cullimer Hall. Tickets $30, adults only.
What party headmasters?
What's happened, Michelle?
Tell he I am not going back in there teaching them force right girls in 5B. I going home.
Schools Out.
In sports, Australian cricketer Philip Hughes died in a Sydney hospital this morning, 2 days after being struck by a ball that led to a catastrophic injury, which caused massive bleeding to his brain and ultimately proved fatal. The international batsman was struck on the neck by a short pitch delivery when batting in a domestic match on Tuesday, with the force of the blow piercing his vertebral artery, medical staff said at the St. Vincent's Hospital. Tony Grabs, director of trauma at the hospital, told reporters that Hughes, went to theatre and had extensive surgery to remove some of the skull around his brain to help allow his brain to expand so it wasn't compressed. But said over a period of the first 24 to 48 hours, he did not make very much improvement, and unfortunately, as a consequence of the injury, he died. Governing body Cricket Australia confirmed the 25-year-old had lost his fight for life with a tweet that cast a pall over Cricket Mad Nation, which is co-hosting the World Cup early next year. A new independent economic impact study revealed today that the Caribbean Premier League, that's CPL, injected a massive US $166 million into the region's economy during the 2014 tournament, a significant increase of 58% from 2013. Host country for the finals, St. Kitts and Nevis, reaped significant benefits with a whopping US $25.1 million invested in the local economy, second only to Barbados with US $28.7 million. Key findings in the report show that incremental spend by regional and international fans totaled US $47.4 million. That excludes accommodation and airfares. The study also shows that thousands of new jobs were created in tourism and travel across the region. That's sports. It came to you compliments Fantasy Nail and Beauty Touch. For all your manicure, pedicure, gel tips and acrylic needs, check out Fantasy Nails and Beauty Touch, located upstairs Case House, Roebuck Street, Bridgetown, Barbados. Telephone 232-2900. Up next, a recap of your top stories.
On an island where national treasures and priceless artifacts go unappreciated.
Me let me get out of here. Big man, this one artifact is set for life.
Something very valuable has been stolen.
Them thieves something expensive and dear.
I want you to pass it on to the entire police force. I want every truck, every vehicle lined up and interrogated.
Who got you again then?
Only one team can save the day.
Bana, I want you to get all your people together and get me results.
Yo, it's international it man. You calling me about local work? Be there. Oh my god, let me touch this. Boy, let me go feel.
Just a minute. I can be right. Right.
You see anybody strange pass through here?
No, brother, no. So what do you guys having, man?
Well. One big happy family.
Get ready for big bad villains.
City artifact before the fire gets here tomorrow. Make sure you get it to me by any means necessary.
Get ready for Porgy and murder in Unusual Suspects, the first ever romantic action-adventure comedy drama.
Tragedy struck in the wee hours of the morning as a treasure of our country was taken from its secure holding place at Cricket Legends.
Recapping the top stories, Venezuela prisoners die of drug poisoning. Election board agrees to a recount of votes in St. Croix, and over 300 exhibitors for AgroFest 2015. In sports, Australia batsman dies 2 days after being struck on the field of play. That was a look at news and sports for today, November 27th, 2015. Remember to log on to www.whatsupcaribbean.com for more original developments. The news came to you compliments Caribfire TV. For more regional entertainment, log on to www.caribfire.com. Thanks for joining us. Deanza Roberts.